Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Bolt Action Reloading. In today's video, we're going a little deeper into load development with our Savage 110 BA Stealth chambered in 338 Lapua Magnum. We are going green today with the 250 grain Sierra Match King as well as Alliant Reloder 26. Stick around. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here and you'd like to see how I and the rest of me here make our group smaller, start now by subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon. That way you get notified when I post next week's video and you won't miss anything. Like I said in the beginning, our test platform for today is our Savage 110 BA Stealth. It is chambered in 338 Lapua Magnum. We really haven't made any significant changes to this rifle from factory. We did replace the stock with a Magpul PRS stock. The scope we're currently using is an SWFA fixed 20 power scope, mil. The scope's currently wearing 30mm SWFA rings, and it also has an SWFA bubble level. We are using the factory trigger, and believe it or not, our recoil is being reduced by our factory muzzle brake that came with the rifle. If you've been following along with this project, you'll know we've done some initial load workup with some loads. In the beginning, we didn't really have spectacular luck. We've had some bumps along the road, but if you'd like to start this project from the beginning, I'll put a card up and you guys can check this series out. In today's video specifically, we're going to be working up a pressure and velocity curve with this 250 grain Sierra Match King along with Alliant Reloder 26. This 250 grain Sierra Match King is a very popular projectile for this caliber. There's quite a few people that actually reload their ammunition with this projectile, including some of the factory ammo that we've already tested. We had some reasonable accuracy with the factory ammunition. Certainly no reason why we wouldn't try it in our hand loads. Out of all our choices, it only has a G1 ballistic coefficient of 0.587. Not spectacular, but again, if we've got a good shooting projectile, certainly no reason not to give it a try. The source for our load data today is based on Alliant's website. They do have Reloder 33 data, but our initial testing with Reloder 33 didn't really give us the best results. We might swing back to that, but right now we're going to stick with Reloder 26. The cartridge overall length that they tested was 3.68 inches, and with their 24-inch barrel, they're predicting a velocity at 2892 feet per second using Lapua cases as well as Fed 215 primers. Our load today will very closely mimic that. This is Lapua once fired brass. It's been annealed, full-length sized, and our neck tension set at 2/1000 with our Sinclair mandrel die. The actual load data for the test we're loading today is obviously a 250 grain Sierra Match King, part number 2650. We are using once fired Lapua Brass. It's been annealed, full-length sized, and its neck tension set at 2/1000 with our Sinclair mandrel dies. The cartridge overall length that we're going to be testing is that same 3.680 inches. The CBTO is 2.853 inches. And our distance from the lands is actually only 10/1000. The primer for today's test is the CCI 250. We'll be starting our test at 86 grains of Reloder 26 and going all the way to 90.5 grains in 0.5 grain increments. If you're interested, the 250 grain Sierra Match King load that we had from the factory actually had a velocity of 2773 feet per second, but had an extreme spread of 38. So we're certainly hoping we can do better than that. The load conditions for test today are 53 degrees Fahrenheit, 28.52 inches of mercury, 84% relative humidity, and a density altitude of 1,372 feet. Keep in mind today's video, we're really working on developing our velocity curves, as well as making sure we're not hitting pressure in our cartridge. That being said, our loose scope-based problem had returned for today's video, and I believe this is the group we shot when we found it. So forgive me if you can, and I'll show you the video anyway. I hope you enjoyed the shooting. If you're really interested, we did have an overall group of 2.450 MOA. Nothing really to write home about, but again, a loose scope base is going to affect your results. Hopefully, this will be the last time we have to worry about it. At least, that's my hope. But what we honestly came here for today was more of our velocity graph. Put that on the screen, and we'll talk about it. Honestly, so far, as Reloder 26 is concerned, this is one of the much more interesting graphs that we've had with Reloder 26 in this caliber so far. Obviously, between that 88 and 89 grain charge weight, there was only an extreme spread of 12. Far more interesting, the 88 to 88.5, having an extreme spread of 1 might be right what we're looking for. With our factory ammo being somewhere around 2770 feet per second, being able to get 2850 is nothing to sneeze at. If we could get an extreme spread that low, that just might be the ticket we're looking for. But obviously trying to outdo it right at that 89.5 all the way to 90.5 grain load. As you can see, an extreme spread of 2 over a full grain of powder in this case. 2900 feet per second looks realistic, and looking at the pressure signs on the case, I'm not sure we'll have anything to worry about. But that's what we're here for, so let's take a quick look at that. Going all the way from 86 to 90.5, really not any huge pressure signs. I will put a piece of the fired brass from the 250 grain Sierra Match King loads, so you can get a little bit of thing. Obviously not the same primer, but you can see the factory ammunition had a much flatter primer than any of our loads did today. Nothing really on the cases at all to worry me. No other pressure signs that I was concerned with. And I'm very excited to do some more work with this load. As far as how it compared to what our estimate was from the factory, I really don't think we have anything to complain about here. We did estimate somewhere around 2900 feet per second. That is pretty much exactly what we got, right on the money. Even if we think there's some more velocity with Loader 33, if we can repeat any of the testing that's in this velocity chart, not sure I would even worry about doing that. But always interested in what you guys think. And even if you're not in the 250 grain Sierra Match King, you might want to stick around for the channel. There are certainly more projectiles we're going to test. Even if you're not reloading for 338 Lapua Magnum, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section below. If you want to make sure you keep up with this series, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you get notified when I post next week's video. I hope to see you next week, and until then, stay safe in small groups.